Hello, happy Wednesday sleigh day, as my friends and I call it. I hope you are having a great evening. My name is Lexi Olson. You can call me #the spiritual fitness queen. I'm a certified personal trainer, certified nutrition coach, and obsessed with law of attraction, manifesting more in your life, including money, which is what we are going to be talking about tonight. So as you are jumping on, if you can please drop a 1 in the comments below with the #live. And if you are watching the replay, please drop a 2 in the comments below with the #spiritual fit queen. And if you are new to my page and you've never tuned into any of my videos, I am so glad you're here. Please comment below #new, yes you, and let me know what city and town you are coming from. Hi Amanda, thanks for being here. Yes, okay, so I thought this was really important to share because I often talk about the spirituality principles behind locking into what you actually desire and calling in more money. And those things have worked so well for me. The visualization, the meditations, the journaling, the gratitude for things I don't even have yet has worked so well for me. Hi Caitlin, thanks for being here. And everything I have in my life today are things that I didn't think I could do, and I just had a lot of limiting beliefs around them, and then it happened. But I haven't shared this part of the story. And so I hope this inspires you no matter where you're at. I know a lot of people who work with me want to quit their day jobs, want to do their passion full time, or maybe just find something else at least that they're more passionate about and they aren't struggling with money so much or feeling that weird energy around it, or not having a relationship with it at all, just kind of resenting it, which is how I felt about it. So I want to share with you let me just kind of paint the picture, and then I will share the lessons and what I started doing differently in terms of the jobs I was willing to work and whatnot. So for example, when, just not that long ago, when was it? I think it's been 3 months since I've been employed full-time or self-employed, since I got laid off from my retail job, and that was such a blessing. And I've been pulling it off and making money from my businesses and just really doing what I love: nutrition, fitness, law of attraction. So, but before that, fast forward to a couple years before that when I got that day job. So one of the things that I would recommend is, so I was coming from working as a barista and making $14 an hour while I was living in Los Angeles. And it was not working for me at all. Savings account, what? Extra money for anything? No. There was none of that kind of stuff going on. And so maybe you can relate. And I think those jobs definitely serve their purpose, but I just got to the point where I was okay, I'm 25 and I just need more money. I need more money to be able to just to be able to live and be a little bit more comfortable. And so one of the tips I would give is if you are job searching, or if you have a job and you want to make more money, of course, and this is circumstantial, but of course you could always get a second job, or you can look for a better paying job. And so one of the things that I think a lot of times when we are searching for a job because we need money right now, we're willing to take pretty much anything that comes up. So my first tip is to not do that, and to have a bare minimum hourly wage or salary that you are willing to accept. So when I moved here, I was and this is not a high salary, and maybe it's high to you, but I know on average it's not high. But regardless, I knew what my number was when I moved here. I was okay, I made $17 an hour before. I am not going to apply for any job that's less than 17. I'm not going to accept any job that's less than 17 an hour. So that's my first tip, is to set a minimum. And this is how you start the foundation of attracting unexpected money, calling in more money, just being available to have more wealth come into your life and your experience, and actually have wealth. I'm talking thousands of dollars in savings, thousands of dollars in the stock market, where your money is working for you. But the first step is you have to change your minimums, right? So we all have minimums, and there's so much that I've learned around that. And I'll get to that too, on how my minimums changed with what I was willing to have in my bank account and etc. Because it used to be, my minimum used to be okay, I can only overdraft my checking account once a month, and then I'm not cool with it, not down with that. And I was maybe I need to change this because that's my minimum. It seems like it keeps happening every single month. And so for years. And so that we'll get more into minimums. And so that was my first step, was setting a minimum for the hourly or salary. Hi Cars, thanks for all the love and the hearts. And if you think this is valuable, please share this out, because I know that this is gonna hit home for a lot of people, especially right now. And so my second tip is, so when I got that job and I was also making commission, like it was obviously much more money than when I was a barista, but I had so much debt from how broke I was before that I really didn't take home a lot of money, because I was like paying credit cards off and like doing all these things, paying old debts off, etc. And so even though I had these businesses and, you know, I worked so hard, and I know some people's stories, and you see people on social media sharing like, oh, I just started this business and I quit my job and now I'm a millionaire. Well, that is not my story, like at all. And so for whatever reason, even like the times I've been really, really broke, I just wasn't able to conjure up enough energy from like, every time I tried to do it for that reason, I just felt like I was looking at people as a transaction, and I hated that feeling. So for me personally, I knew I wanted to build my money from, hi Trisha, thanks for being on here. So I knew I wanted to build my money from jobs. You know, I wanted to be able to like get a little bit ahead. And of course I was like still like, you know, getting into flow, sharing what I loved, and like planting those seeds for my business where I knew I was going to be able to go harder and really come from a good place, because I wasn't doing it for money. So this is my second tip. Get a second job if you can. Serving jobs are great. And I actually think I heard that from someone online, like some kind of business coach in a group. And they were like, hey, get a serving job. Like if you want quick cash and, you know, blah, 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 and like you need money, like you don't have to be broke, especially if you're chasing your dreams. Like it's okay to get a job. It's okay to serve. It doesn't matter how old you are. And so that was the second thing I did, is I started serving. And all of a sudden, I mean, not all of a sudden, it took like a couple, you know, a few weeks, but you know, I had paid off most of my debt, and I was like saving every, I think like every $100 I would like save, I don't know, or I would save like all the ones, or all the, I think I would just save all of it, and I would take like just a little bit out for myself. I can't remember the method that I had, and I would hide it under my mattress. And so I just kept like stacking all that money, and it felt so good to actually have the physical money and not just keep it in a bank account, because I really needed that to change my relationship with money. And like actually seeing it for me was like, oh, okay, like this is here. And before I was so bad at spending, right? So that's a whole nother video, but I was so bad at spending. So to see, it was really awesome for me to see that I could expand and keep spending, because I like to eat out sometimes. I know that some people are really good about being really strict and on their budget, and I do believe you should have a budget. But for me, like if I want to like go get my nails done, and for a while I did stop doing those things for a little bit, but I'm just saying that sometimes you can have both, where you can be saving and you can't, you know, it's all of these rules are made up. Like you get to decide how you want it to be, how you want it to look, how much you want to make. And so that's my third tip, deciding how much you want to make. So anytime I went into my day job or my serving job, I always had a number in my head. I was like, all right, today, you know, tonight I'm going to make $200. And I would just like hustle and flip tables as fast as I could. And, or because I was working in retail and I was in sales, I'd be like, all right, today I'm gonna make $400 in commission. And it was always like higher than I actually believed, because I always believe in, you know, shooting for the stars, and if you miss, then, or shooting for the moon, if you miss, you're still among the stars. So that's the third tip that I have, is have a number every day when you wake up, whether it's your business and just be really relaxed about it. Like it's not like, oh, you have to like hustle and like do everything and be all frantic and neurotic about it. No, just be like, I'm gonna make $400 today, or like today's gonna be $300 a day. And so that's my third tip. So let me recap, because that was a lot. 1, set a minimum of what you're willing to be paid. 2, don't be afraid to look for a second job. Serving is a great option. And putting some cash away, like physical cash, so you can start healing and building that relationship of like that it's safe to have money and you can still spend money on yourself, right? So I think one of the things that I teach, I have a couple of law of attraction clients, and I give them like little assignments or little tasks to do. And one of the things I do is especially if they've been in a really like lack mentality or broke mentality, I say, what's something you normally wouldn't do with money, but you could do and would make you feel good? What's something that you don't need, but you want? And I make them go buy that thing. And my mentor actually does this with me. Like this mirror that I have right here is like, I don't know, like $250 or $280. And like, I would like on a mirror, I always buy my mirrors at like Target for those like $5 ones that break every time you move. And so, but I didn't need it. But I remember I lived with this girl once in Vegas, and I was like, I loved her mirror. I just loved what it did to the vibe. I loved what it like did to the room. I thought it was beautiful. And so I really, really wanted it. And I didn't need it, but I really wanted it. So on one of the bonuses in my business, my mentor makes me, every time I get it, she makes me buy something I don't need. And also, okay, and so my third step is to have a number, like have a goal and be really detached to it. So the fourth thing that I want to say, because I realize this can sound very privileged, or maybe that's not like the right word, but is that as I'm doing all of those steps, and even when I was paying off my debt, even when I was spending money on myself, another thing I did is I made sure to give more. When people have those, and I know time is sometimes more valuable, but sometimes money is like, maybe you don't have the time, and so money is a form of how you give. And so once, when I see some, what are they, those like donation or like fundraiser things going on Facebook that I feel really resonate with me, or like there's one called the Cupcake Girls, and the donations, it's a nonprofit, and I think they have them all over the US and in different states, and the profits go, or the proceeds go to women who are coming out of prostitution and like wanting to like get out of that industry. And so like that's one that I always like, I try to give to a lot. And so pick an organization, pick a charity. If and the thing about giving is, yes, it makes you feel good. Yes, of course it's good, but it also shows you that you have more than you think you have. So those are my practical tips with the day job, and realistic, like where I was at, what I did, and how it really built my confidence. Because so much of it was I was like scared to serve. I wasn't really like confident. I had never done it. I was like, I didn't want to be like seen. I didn't want to be in front of people, or like I was afraid to mess up. And that those things are actually, and because how you do one thing affects everything. So getting outside of my comfort zone like that, and like forcing myself to be in front of people more in real life, really, really built my confidence, because I realized that I could do it, and I wasn't like that bad at it. Like, of course there were some bad like tables or bad experiences, but that's what happens when you learn. And we all have those stories if you've ever served. So if you like this video, then please give me a thumbs up. Please comment below your biggest takeaway. And if you have any questions about changing your money mindset, mentality, and yeah, I think that that's enough for tonight, and I thank you for watching. Love you so much, and I will see you soon. Bye.